All right, guys, let's look at exercise 68. It's the final exercise of the whole chapter, and chapter 3.6. So it's quite difficult, and it's really important that you understand. Please calculate along with me and make notes of this exercise. So Tim plays basketball, and it shows that one of his successful free throws, the trajectory of the ball is described by the formula. Let's write down that formula. H is negative 0.25 a to the power of 2 plus 1.8 a plus 2. Yeah, and then it shows, let's make a little sketch as well. He's standing over here, the origin. A is the x-axis, and this is the h, the height, or the y, and here it ends, and the ball is going like this, okay? And he is standing over here. So the first question is h and a are in meters, okay? The basket, some extra information that we need to include in our sketch. The basket, which is hanging over here, is at a height, so at a height of 2.35. So over here, 2.35. Okay, that's really important to remember. That is the h. The first question is, at what height does the ball leave Tim's hands? Well, a is 0 because he's standing over here. So when you fill in for a 0, you fit it into the formula. This is just something you've done before. You know, by the way, that when you fill it in, this is the form A, B, and C. Yeah, you know that the y-interception of the parabola will be the C in this generic form. Remember the generic form, guys, what I'm talking about? So you know it's going to be 2. But you can also calculate it if you don't know it for sure. So you fill in for A and you really get negative 0.25 times 0 to the power of 2 plus 1.8 times 0 plus 2. This part becomes 0. This part is 0. So we indeed are getting left with 2. So the ball leaves at 2 meters. And then we go to question B. What is the maximum height of the ball? The maximum height of the ball, that is going to be the top of the parabola. Yeah, that is something we know. Well, we know how to find the top. When you have this generic form, fx or y equals, let me come up with something. A, and then x minus p to the power of 2 plus q. That is the other generic form. Then you know that p and q, that will be the top. This is very important, else it would be very difficult to find it. Because then you would have to look at, you would have to solve the x-interceptions. Yeah, you would have to solve x-interceptions, then add it together. Then you have the middle, and then you would fill it in, and then you have the top. So you can find it. Even if you don't know this method, you would still be able to find it. And I will show you at the end, if you don't know how to go to the PQ method, that you could still find it. But remember, we have this generic form, and we go into this generic form. Okay, let's start. It's pretty difficult, but let's just try it, okay? So first, write down the formula again. So you get h equals negative 0.25 a to the power of 2 plus 1.8 a plus 2. Okay, let's first indeed take out the negative 0.25 from here. Yeah, we get that in the front because you know that this is the little a, this is the b, this is the c. B and c, we're not working with that anymore, but the a will stay the same. So you get negative 0.25. Then opening bracket, we are getting left, yeah, over here with a to the power of 2. And you gotta look, okay, what makes 1.8? Because we're dividing actually the 1.8 by the negative 0.25. So 1.8 divided by negative 0.25 will give me negative 7.2. So we get here inside the brackets negative 7.2a, and then of course plus the 2. Do a little check. Yes, if I multiply, I get that. Okay, till here everything is correct. Now, this is completing the square. This is the new theory that you have to apply. So, to get this here inside the 7.2, let's put this in the front and just don't think about this part. And let's put this in the back and not worry about that. Let's just look at this part. To get that, you know that, okay, I am working with... when I divide it, I have to divide the 7.2 and I have to subtract to that number to the power of 2. That's what we've practiced. So you get a, you divide this, it's minus 3.6. Yeah. Then this to the power of 2. And you subtract by that 3.6 to the power of 2. Which is minus 12.96. And because you're working on this part, you need to put extra brackets over here and then do what we did. So this from this going to this part is the new theory that you're applying. And going from this generic form to this one, to the PQ form, I call it, is a skill that you needed a long time ago. Yeah, that's why this one is pretty difficult.